And here to discuss is Ibrahim Hooper from the Council on American-Islamic Relations. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How prevalent is this issue of Christian extremism in the military?
Well, excuse me, from a Muslim perspective and as a civil rights group, we tend to deal more with civil rights issues of the Muslim military personnel, whether it's wearing hijab, headscarf, whether it's prayer, whether it's being able to go on Hajj as a member of the military to wear a beard. But we do on occasion get these reports of proselytization put forward by other military personnel. So it is an issue, but I wouldn't say it's one of our biggest categories of work.
Now, in the video, we saw U.S. soldiers wearing patches on their uniforms that could be considered offensive to people who are Muslim. Should U.S. military members be able to wear such symbols?
It's a balance between the freedom of religious expression of the Christian soldiers, and you want them to be able to express themselves through religion. That's their right, just as it's the right of the Muslim and the Sikh and the Jewish personnel. But you can't have a situation where you're forcing that religion on other military personnel. And, you know, as they say, there's no atheists in the foxholes. When you're in the military and you're in combat, religion is an important thing to you. But you shouldn't be in a Muslim country pushing your particular faith on people that you're supposedly there to help. You shouldn't have overt religious symbols on your weapons. I mean, just as a common sense kind of thing, that's not something you want to do. We wouldn't recommend it for Muslim soldiers. We wouldn't recommend it for anybody. But as I said, our main goal as a civil rights organization is to make sure that all military personnel, whatever their faith, have the ability to express themselves, to practice their faith. And just recently, the military has come up with a broadening of religious rights, and they've come under tremendous attack from the right wing when the military said that we're broadening the right, for instance, to wear a headscarf as a Muslim woman, to wear a beard, to pray, and these kinds of things. It's not total freedom, but they've broadened those rights. We actually congratulated them on that. But this issue of proselytization and offensive religious symbols is one that we've dealt with in the past.
Well, a lot of people have expressed concerns about the Crusader subculture. Is that something we should be worried about? Yeah,
we've seen that on occasion, too, with certain patches. There was even a weapon system that was going to be used by the military called the Crusader.
Right,
that was eventually dropped, thank God, as we say. But this is an issue, and I think it's something that has to be dealt with by the officer corps in the military. They just have to be able to clamp down on this kind of thing before it gets out of hand. Religious expression is fine, but offensive religious symbols that are proselytizing or meant to insult other faiths shouldn't be allowed.
And if military members are doing that, they have these types of symbols on their uniforms, and they're in another country, could that make more radicalization abroad more prevalent?
Yeah, obviously these kinds of things in a Muslim country are going to cause problems. We saw the situation where soldiers, for instance, urinated on corpses and videotaped themselves doing that, where other kinds of desecrations of this type have taken place. There was in Afghanistan where they were burning Qurans, even though they said it was accidental, but it ends up on video, and it's counterproductive to American interests and image worldwide.
Now, considering the fights in the Middle East have often been in Muslim countries, how have American Muslims fared in these wars?
Well, there have been American Muslims who have fought and died in various combat situations around the world. I personally know of an American Muslim who served on D-Day in World War II, hit the beaches on D-Day. So Muslims have been in the military. They continue to be in the military. Thousands, estimates upwards of 11,000 Muslims in our military. So these issues will continue to come up. And again, it's just the responsibility of the top officials to make sure that these things don't happen while protecting religious freedoms for all of the military personnel.
And has military leadership been responsive to this?
For the most part, responsive. It's a huge bureaucracy, so sometimes it's hard to access that bureaucracy. But usually when things are brought to their attention, they handle them appropriately because they don't want internal conflicts or to damage the image of the United States around the world.
Great, thank you. This is Ibrahim Hooper from the Council on American-Islamic Relations. Thank you.